Heyo, welcome to Mostly Hoops. Woo! We are here. I'm a little loud, Cody. Can you turn me down in my headphones? How do you control the headphones? We are, first episode of Mostly Hoops. I'm Mark Titus, Dana Beers, Ohio State. We got White Boy Rick over there who's filming. Rick, are you on the show or not? What's going on right now?
Just getting some social content.
What is your role on the show?
I sit in the throne.
Okay.
I do the socials.
You're gonna do the socials.
And I push Indiana propaganda.
Okay. So I'm fine with what I just wanted to understand what was going on right there. You're gonna film us.
Just getting a little.
But we can still throw it to you.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm locked in.
Boys, the college basketball season has already started. Winthrop Queens University.
In a tight one right now.
8 a.m. local tip.
We should be there.
We should have been.
We should have taken a trip.
We should be doing the show from the stands. Oh, man. Day one of college basketball season is here. Great games tonight. Very excited for the season. I don't know where to start. I don't know. We have so much to talk about. I guess we should just preview all 365 teams.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start with Abilene Christian. Rick, we'll just go alphabetical order. You start, and we'll go from there.
Abilene Christian's looking dangerous this year.
All right.
All right, thanks.
No. All right, so I'll start us off with this talking point because I think to preview this season, I'm going to start with something that I said at the start of last season that I found to be proven correct. And Tate, you can tell me I'm wrong, but you'll remember I said this last year going into the season, and I think I was right, and I think I'm going to say it again this year. The freshmen in this college basketball season will be more impactful than the transfers, and that is of note to me because there's so much talk about the transfer portal in college basketball. Rick Pitino has come out and said straight up, I do not recruit freshmen. I do not recruit high school players anymore. I just go to the portal. That's how I reload my team. He did it again. St. John's is should have a good team. But having said all that, with all the talk of the transfer portal, there will be impact transfers. I think Yaxel Lindenborg is going to be fucking awesome.
Donovan Dennett.
Donovan Dennett. There's so many great transfers. But I think on the whole, as a totality, the freshmen will have more of an impact than the transfers. I said that last year. First of all, was I correct, Tate? Do you think I was correct?
You were saying it as early as when we were watching scrimmages of Cooper Flagg versus Team USA. You were like, this freshman class. The only thing I don't like, you were 100% correct. I feel like we were talking about best freshman class ever early last year, and now I think we're about to talk about this might be the best freshman class we've ever seen.
Yeah.
But you were right, and I think what makes this year more exciting for me with the freshman class is last year, although Duke was far and away the best team throughout the year, and Cooper Flagg was one of the best players obviously in the country, this year it seems like the freshmen are all at title contenders. If you recall, obviously Rutgers had two of the best 3 freshmen in the country, but they were never going to win a national championship. This year, you're talking about the Bantzas going to BYU, and you've got the Boozer kid at Duke, and Tennessee is going to be in the.
Do you think Kansas is? I don't know if they're a title contender right now.
Kansas
to be honest with you.
Yeah, Kansas.
He could just be like that guy that takes him there, Peterson. But right now, I don't really see them at that level.
I think I agree with you, Dana.
Yeah,
but like they'll be in the mix. Like, I don't know. There are a lot of question marks with Kansas, but Darren Peterson's so fucking good.
Yeah, he could just be that guy that takes him there.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, Tate. I mean, you're right. I fall for the freshman bait every year, which probably should. Don't clip that.
Oh.
Nobody clip that.
Uh-oh.
No, Cody, delete that part. Every single year, it does feel like everyone's saying the recruiting gurus are like, this is the best class we've seen in a long time. Last year, I mean, they were fucking awesome.
They were
awesome. This year, I think there are 3 guys. So I assume I don't know what our audience is. I don't know if we have basketball sickos and perverts that are just like all about college basketball or all about, but like you almost have to be tuning in right now.
Agreed.
But then also maybe there's like a general audience. It's like, hey, college basketball's back. I want to watch some games. You guys tell me who to watch. So I don't know. Apologies if this is something everybody already knows, but there are 3 guys that are kind of better than everybody else. But then the rest, then the next tier is still pretty fucking good too. So, DeBonce at BYU is a guy who did he convert to Mormonism? Did he? I know we got the picture of him outside the church. I don't know what his connection. I still don't really fully understand the move to BYU because he said it's not money. They paid him a fuck ton of money, and then he's like, it has nothing. Money had nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not entirely sure how he got to BYU, but he's at BYU. And he's the guy that was. I mean, again, to just do like the narrative thing, like Cooper Flagg's the best prospect we've ever seen, but then also AJ DeBonce is better than Cooper Flagg maybe, and he's the best
and now
prospect we've
Peterson's better than
Now
Bonson.
Peterson.
When did that change? I don't know.
We have Darren Peterson at Kansas, who I think has the chance. He's going to. I'm trying to think of a way to describe all three of these guys. He's probably going to be the leading scorer of the freshmen because, like you said, Dane, I think
he could average 27.
His team's going to be worse. He's not going to have as much help.
I think his
him.
usage rate's going to be ridiculous this year.
Yeah, and he's a guy that will take and make a lot of tough shots.
Yes.
And then Cam Boozer at Duke, who we saw they played Tennessee in an exhibition game, and he had like 24 and 23 boards and 6 assists.
I saw that stat line, and I've been dying for remember Fat Kevin Love?
Oh yeah,
we need those stat lines in college basketball back. We need 27 and 23 every night, and we also need. I just want a big fat player every year. We need to find one of those.
We need to find. You missed DJ Burns.
Yes, but Fat Kevin Love. Why did he get skinny on us? Man?
He got skinny. He got hot.
I know.
He used to have like a chin. How did he start growing a full beard too? I guess maybe that was just like
He
late
ditched the buzz
stage
cut.
He was on GQ. When
The buzz cut Kevin Love was the
But like
best.
when he was in college, he had like a chin strap, and it was like he couldn't grow a beard. And then by year 3 in Minnesota, he had like a full stubble going. And
Took it out of his
on
fat.
GQ, yeah.
What do you think about this guy?
But those are the three guys I was going to say that are going to contend for number 1 pick. Those are the three guys that seem to be. Would you throw anyone else in the mix?
Well, I was going to say over at Louisville, Mikael Brown, he has a shot to be another one of those guys that just gets so many looks and so many shot opportunities. I think he could be kind of that fourth guy, Caleb Wilson at UNC. You said Nate Amen as well. I think, a lot of people have been saying this is like the best class since the Russell Westbrook 07 era, and I don't know if it's that good yet, but we'll see. I mean, I think it's the number 1 storyline heading into the year.
That's the hard part of all preview content.
You don't know.
Ultimately, it boils down to we'll see.
Yeah,
exactly. Like it feels like, but like who the fuck knows? We got to wait for the games to tip off. BYU plays tonight. They play Villanova, who's not. Dude, I got a jaw dropping stat of the day. You ready for this?
Please.
This name might not mean anything to anybody, but Devin Askew is on Villanova. Do you know the name Devin Askew? He played for Kentucky 15 years ago. I was looking.
He's on the roster tonight.
He's on Villanova. He's on. Cody, pull up Devin Askew. I just want to give.
See, that's.
By the way, just to peel back the curtain, Cody's on the sticks, and he's nervous as fuck, and is very worried about his role. And
I got to give.
You want to talk storylines?
I'm just giving him something early to pull up. I just want you to see one go through, Cody. This is I'm drawing up a play, an easy layup for you here. Pull up his basketball reference, his journey through basketball. He's going to be playing for Villanova tonight.
Yep.
Whenever you're ready, Cody. I would take that now. All right.
Okay.
Here you go.
Huh.
Scroll out. Can we get it? Maybe we just get it.
We get over to the right a little bit.
There's him.
Maybe. Oh, maybe we move the picture to where it's framed so we could see.
We're trying to see the years.
Trying to see the years.
I don't think Cody knows that he's off to the left. That's where I think we're
trying to see.
All right, we now have tech
Mark,
guy.
you missed the
Tech
layup.
guy Sam
now
has
Sam
joined us.
stepping in.
There
we
go.
Very good.
2020, 2021, Kentucky. Right after COVID, he started at Kentucky. I think he was like a 5-star.
And played, yeah.
Played, yeah.
Started 20 games.
Transferred to Texas, transferred to Cal. They're all over the place. Transferred to Cal, played 2 years at Cal, played at Long Beach State, and he's now at Villanova tonight.
Okay.
That's your stat of the day.
That's one thing I do like about college basketball now and just college sports in general. As much as people hate the transfer portal and everything and the COVID year and the red shirt and this, that. I mean, we've got dudes that are 40 years old playing college sports now. Some recognizable names.
Chad Baker Mazzara, USC.
Chad Baker Mazzara's
still here.
Dude,
which is crazy.
He's got to be 27, right?
It's crazy.
He has to be 27.
It's a controversial opinion. I know Tom Izzo shares the opinion because he said as much publicly, but I agree with Tom Izzo where he basically his stance on all these old dudes is go get a job. That's basically his stance. That's my stance as well.
Start a family.
Some of these stories, you do feel bad for kids that had injuries. Tyon Grant Foster's a good example. Gonzaga, he was denied his waiver to play Gonzaga. Then they appealed it. Now he's allowed to play Gonzaga. I have nothing against the kid. I'm not wishing him ill in life, but like I am someone that generally is like you get a certain amount of time to get your eligibility in and then get the hell out.
But who are you critiquing here? You're critiquing the system.
I'm critiquing
right?
the system. We have G League guys that are coming back and playing. Like the whole thing is crazy to me that like dudes that should be just out in the workforce
right
are now coming, and people are like, well, they get paid to play now, so this technically qualifies as the workforce. No, it doesn't. This is not the way college basketball is currently constructed. Is they are still, it sounds insane, they are still student athletes that like should have eligibility windows, and you're laughing.
I am laughing.
But like if you're gonna do it that way, then just blow the whole thing up
right.
and make it a professional league. It's not. They haven't done that yet, and as long as they haven't done that yet, like I think it's weird to live in the middle ground and then like applaud like, oh, thank God a 27-year-old got his eligibility. That's weird to me. And you're screwing over the high school kids as well. Like
that's what Izzo's right about.
Rick Pitino coming out and saying I'm not recruiting. Like I don't blame him for doing that. If that's a strategy that you believe is going to lead to you having the best chance to win a championship, you should do that as a coach. But I think that sucks. I think that sucks that there are high school seniors that are like, I would love to play college basketball. No one is recruiting me. I have to go to Australia to play professionally for a year or go somewhere in the fucking world to get noticed to then get a shot to play college basketball. That sucks.
I mean, you're right. The thing is, though, that the system sucks. The idea that these 18-year-old kids are getting fucked over by the people that are taking a 5th, 6th year, that sucks. But with that being said, do you remember at 22, 23 years old, if you had the option to come back and make 6 figures to play college basketball, or you could go make 45,000, cold calling people? I'm doing that too.
Yeah, I don't blame
Right.
I blame the people in charge that are just
it makes no sense.
That just like allow basically any waiver just gets approved for anything.
I was gonna say, I feel like you can just sue the NCAA for anything you want.
Should we?
And they're like, "Yep,
let's sue them.
We should.
Let's get Dana Beers.
No joke. I think you can just like they just let you sue them, and they don't give up they don't put up a fight at all for anything.
It's
like they just give up. What should we sue them for?
Who can we get some minutes?
Like, can I get some eligibility? I'd never played in college.
You probably could.
That's what I'm saying. Can I get a couple years?
Probably
Let's get
could.
you down here at UIC.
There's nothing I would love more than just like an NAIA 10 minutes a game, sitting on the bench, getting back on the court.
I mean, your NIL would be crazy.
10 minutes a game?
15. 20.
You think you could
Brother, you are not playing no 20 minutes.
I thought you
I didn't
wanted
think
more.
That was too low. I didn't think that was too low at all.
I thought you wanted more.
Dana, you're going to be tugging for your shirt after 2 possessions.
I don't know.
But I would like to see you on a team. I'd like to see you out.
That was my dream. That was a content pipe dream of mine for a while, was go play in Europe and be the 15th man somewhere. Even if I'm not good enough, I'm sure someone would sign me for the for the Barstool free marketing, right? Somebody out in like Yugoslavia or something.
Dana goes to Yugoslavia to play that. One more note I had on the freshmen. There are a lot of great dudes. Braden Burries plays tonight for Arizona, by the way. Arizona, if you don't know, Arizona, Florida, the marquee games tonight, Arizona, Florida, huge game, massive game. You're defending national champions who are good enough to repeat. Got Boogie Flan in the portal, got Xavier Lee from Princeton in the portal, have the best front court probably in college basketball going into the season, which Purdue fans might argue with, which, whatever. We're splitting hairs at this point. But Florida's absolutely loaded. Taking on an Arizona team that is going to rely on some freshmen and has some guys back and a nice mix of old and new. And Arizona has some question marks, but they'll still be good. And Tommy Lloyd, I trust to have a good team. So they play tonight, and then BYU, Villanova's after them. But one note I had on the freshmen. So the top 5 guys, I think there is a line, and this is no disrespect to Brown at Louisville and Arkansas. John Calipari's doing his same thing that he always does. He's got 2 guards that he loves that are freshmen that he's going to let them do a ton of just have the ball in their hands and make plays. Braylon Mullins at UConn, Indiana Mr. Basketball. I have an affinity for every Indiana Mr. Basketball. Love that kid. There are a lot of great players. I think the top 5 are the ones that stand out to me. We've mentioned all of them. The top 3 that are in contention for the number 1 pick as of right now. Then Ament at Tennessee, Caleb Wilson at North Carolina. Those are the 5 that are a little bit. It's like the top 3, then a little bit of a gap, I think, then the two guys, then the tiny bit of a gap, and then everybody else, right? The one note I have on all this, all of these guys, with the exception of Darren Peterson, who's like 6'5", I think. I think he's listed 6'5", 6'6". All of these guys are like 6'9".
Yeah.
They all handle the ball. They all shoot. This is just like a new thing to me in college basketball that there's a trickle down, I guess what I'm saying, from the NBA of the big guys handling the ball, and the NBA has obviously been this way for like over a decade now. Is like the idea of like your guy who's 6'1" is going to be your point guard. Give him the ball, let him bring up the ball, initiate the offense. If you're 6'9", you're a power forward. You play here. And every so often you can turn and face, and we'll let you, make plays out of the post. The positionless basketball has been out of the NBA forever. It's been sort of out of college for a little while, but I think this freshman class is like an announcement that like this is just the new norm in basketball. Because like when Kevin Durant, like this is nothing. We've seen 6'9" guys that can put the ball on the floor and make plays. Kevin Durant was that way. He was 6'9". But what made him so special was that like we never seen anything like this before at the college level. A college freshman stepping in that can do all this shit at his size is fucking crazy. And now you have like four guys and one freshman class that are like Boozer's going to bring the ball up the floor at times.
Yep.
Like he's not going to play point for them, but there'll be times where he gets the rebound and he's like, yeah, I got it. I'll just bring it up. I'll make plays. I'll catch the ball at the top of the key, and you can run the offense through me, and I'll shoot threes. And I don't know. It's just like a new era of college basketball that this is becoming more of the norm.
Well, it starts down in youth basketball and high school basketball. Now, if you remember, like you said, when you're growing up, the tallest kid, if you got a rebound, what were you told to do? Chin it and look for a guard. Don't you dare fucking put that ball on the guard or on the deck. Now all of a sudden they're pushing it out and they're advancing it because they're like, dude, if you can handle the ball at 6'7", you can go make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. The whole game of basketball has changed to the point where these 6'10" dudes are coming down, pushing the break, making great passes. And can shoot.
And like even at the NBA level, it felt like you'd get a guy who had the potential to maybe do that, but he gets to the league and he slowly like builds to that. And now we have 18-year-olds showing up on campus that are like, I can put the ball on the deck, I can shoot, I can make plays, even though I'm sitting. And that's, I mean, DeBonce is the best of them, but it feels like there's so many of these guys that are tall and long and
which makes it hilarious
to
transition here that in this game now where we're talking about 6'10" guys that can dribble and shoot and pass. We're still talking about the entire country is super excited because Braden Smith is back at Purdue.
Yeah.
Like
great segue. Great segue, by the way. Like, talking about all these guys, and then you're like, anyway, the consensus, not even consensus, unanimous almost.
It's already been written and done.
Player of the year is a 6'1" guy who I'm not even sure can touch the backboard.
170-pound white kid in Indiana right now.
So let's talk about Purdue then. Your number one team in the country. I don't think there's a publication out there, at least I haven't seen one, that is saying otherwise. Purdue is your number one team in the country to start the season. I guess, White Boy Rick, you want to get in the mix? First of all, say something nice about Purdue.
I'm ready to. I think they're number one for a reason. I think this team is more built for a March run to make a championship run than any Purdue team we've seen. Just in terms of the experience they're bringing back, the talent they're bringing back, TKR, Braden Smith, I'm very worried about Purdue this year.
Okay, now say what you really want to say.
Braden Smith got the worst tattoo of all time in the offseason, and it's a serious problem. They're covering it
I
up
haven't
in all
seen
the
it.
marketing.
Hold on.
I sent it to Cody. I wanted to get your live reaction, Mark.
Oh.
I did not know about this. Is it, he's got the sleeve.
They're covering it up with the sleeve, and they don't show it in any of like the promo material.
It's
but
underneath the sleeve?
Correct.
Because he wears a T-shirt and a sleeve, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So does this matter if we're never really going to see it?
It's always once
But
you
it's just,
see it, you know it's
you're
there.
Saying the fact that a guy would get this tattoo speaks of like the mental makeup of him, and that's a concern for you.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, all right. I got to see the tattoo, Cody. Whenever you're ready, we'll get that tattoo now. Yeah, whenever you're ready, Cody.
No,
Whoa.
that is not the color of the tattoo.
Look at that thing.
No, it's not.
That is
What
not
is
the
it?
color
Is it
of
like
the tattoo.
a tiger in the jungle? What? Is it just the jungle? Does he have like?
It looks like.
This is AI, boys. That's not his tattoo.
That's not his tattoo.
Did you get duped.
And I'll answer this question, Titus. If that is his tattoo, I'm changing everything I'm about to say about Purdue. That tattoo.
I'm telling you, it changes things.
That dude can't
you
be your
think-
general on the court if he's got decision making.
You think
like that.
one tattoo can be disqualified?
That's decision-making.
for an entire team.
Let me teach you something about tattoos, Titus. They don't go away. That dude is going to be 70 years old with a green arm. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Are we sure? Did
I
you get ball sacked? That's a
No.
real tattoo.
That
That'll be
can't
great
be
if he
real.
got ball sacked.
That pic was like him and a girl at a concert, and she posted it.
Wow.
That tattoo is green.
As a guy
Green,
that has
green.
bad tattoos, that blows mine out of the
You have
water.
bad tattoos?
I do, yes.
What are your bad tattoos?
I almost forgot I could swear on here. I have an ass tat that is a beer can with a mullet. I have a
Not that bad.
bear cat eating Skyline chili on my thigh. I have a Pegasus on my thigh as well, chasing coins. It's all bad.
So if this show is not successful, we can blame it on Dana's bad tattoo.
Yeah, poor decision making.
I'll do a tattoo. I'll do a tattoo bet too if we need to.
Are these? Have you revealed these tattoos publicly?
Oh yeah,
Really?
oh yeah. Horrible
I didn't know
tattoos,
about
but
I honestly thought you were clean.
no, they're all. And I have one here that's just ugly too. I cover it with my watch because it's stupid. A little smiley face.
But yours are all easily coverable.
Yeah. All coverable. That one. Well, I suppose it's also coverable.
You just have to wear a shooting
yeah,
sleeve
have
the
to
rest of your
wear a
life.
shooting sleeve.
Ball better never end because you can't show up, to sell houses looking
If you
with
scroll
a shooter
like
sleeve.
Purdue's Twitter, like all their media, they either don't show the arm or he's got the sleeve on.
Well,
This is a cover-up.
okay. I don't. Just devil's advocate here.
Okay.
In what context do you expect them to announce the tat? Like, were you expecting like Purdue's Twitter to be like, Purdue fans, check it out.
Breaking news.
Our point guard got a new tattoo. Everybody, please like the tweet and reply with your support of the tattoo. Like, did you expect them to kind
That's a
of
fair point.
put a
Probably
spotlight on the tattoo?
Not. No, I just think it's interesting.
But
to
they
note
are.
that there's a cover
You
up.
think there's a
happening.
cover up?
Yeah.
Okay. As far as the actual Purdue team, they are number one for a reason, and that reason is perhaps 2 first-team All-Americans. Certainly, Braden Smith was first-team All-American last year. He's back. He's the favorite to win National Player of the Year this year. Trey Kaufman-Renn is best power forward, put it that way, in the country.
He's arguably the best player.
Like
on
the
their team.
leap he took last year, he's a legitimate second option. He'd be a first option on almost any other team in the country. Like I was looking at his box scores.
Yeah,
February, March of last year, he was stuffing that. The box score.
stuff in the box score.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a known entity, and I think that's what gets you excited about Purdue is they took Houston to the wire in the Sweet 16. They lost on the inbound play at the end, but then this is a Houston team that was right there. If we're doing transitive property stuff, Houston very, very close to winning the national championship last year. So yeah, they bring basically everybody
And
back.
It's 3 guys who made a championship run the year before that started every game for that run.
Their 7'4" freak center is healthy.
They bring in
and then
a
Apparently he
transfer
can
that averaged
shoot, too.
17 and 12.
Oscar
Yeah,
Clough.
They got a kid from Europe, one of those guys we were talking about earlier, who's got some FIBA experience.
Having
I
said
don't know
all
if he's
that,
gonna handle it, but
poor showing in the exhibition against Kentucky. What do we make of this? Now, if you are a Purdue fan and you're trying to be optimistic, which I think most of them are, why would you not be? It'd be weird to be pessimistic going into a season when you're ranked number 1 in the country. But an optimist would just point to last year, Purdue kind of got worked, or that was 2 years ago. The Edey year, they got worked at Arkansas, right, in an exhibition. The year the Edey's last year. Am I remembering this correctly?
why are you asking me?
Because you're the Purdue
You know
guy.
Purdue more than anyone.
Don't ever call me a Purdue guy again.
You hate watch more than anybody.
That's true.
You have a folder on Purdue. Do you not?
A mental folder.
Yeah.
Yes. Not like a physical folder.
No, you don't.
I don't have like a filing cabinet of.
When did they lose to Arkansas? Was that was the Edey year?
We got to get this desk
We gotta
situation
figure
figured
it
out because
out.
I'll get you. I'll say this though, Titus. I saw a flow chart of do exhibition games matter, and it's did your team win?
Yeah.
Then yeah, of course they matter.
I
Did
think
they
we just
lose?
need to
Yeah.
decide as
No,
a
it doesn't.
podcast if we're taking exhibition seriously or not.
That's what I was going to ask.
It's if your team won.
I'm on the side of yes, they matter.
Cody, what year? was that?
2023,
Yeah, that was the Edey year, right?
81-77.
Yeah. And they were one of the best teams in the country, and they lost their exhibition at Arkansas, and yeah.
I'm not
the whole
putting
thing.
stock into it.
I think the reason to not put stuff. I actually think the flow chart makes sense. If you win an exhibition, you should be excited.
100%.
If you lose, don't freak out because I think that like the scouting that goes into this is minimal. I think like a lot of coaches like just don't even scout really at all. There's
Painter
no
openly
reports.
said he didn't watch
Yeah.
game on Kentucky.
Painter's just like throw them out.
Yeah.
A lot of coaches are less concerned about the other team and they're more they just care about their own team. So they're like, I want to see what my guys. I want to see what I have with my guys. So they don't really scout. They don't really
More of a scrimmage.
And when the result doesn't matter, win or loss, coaches are not doing the same rotation. That's just a fact. You might be trying to get this guy minutes. You might be trying to get that guy minutes. When the result matters, you're going to see what they really think the best chance to win is.
My concern with Purdue remains the same as it always is with like basically every Purdue team, and especially this era of Purdue. I think this season is if Jacobson can stay healthy and if he's as good as they expect him to be, that's a big question mark. But then Jakari Harris and C.J. Cox. Those are the two guys that they're not their best players. Obviously, they might end up being their most important players. They need one of those guys to emerge as like the athletic freak, as like the because one of the issues with the backcourt that Purdue's had for the last 3 years, we're going on 4 years now, is just a dynamic playmaker, a freak athlete, a guy like a Jaden Ivey type. Like you don't even need to be that good, but just the problem with Lawyer and Smith is that they don't really create for themselves quite as much. They're kind of known entities. You can throw like, I mean, we saw it. It's just something that's burned in your brain if you watch the game. The UConn Purdue National Championship where UConn throws 6'5" Tristan Newton and Stephon Castle out there, and their long arms and their athleticism just swallow those guys up. And Cody, you wanted your first pause of the season?
Sure.
Okay, I guess.
Pause.
Okay. Yeah. I was looking for. I was teeing you up for the first.
An alley-oop.
We've drawn up 3 plays and
and I think every Purdue needs like just the X factor of like I thought Cam Heide might end up being that. He never really materialized that, and then he left. I think they just need like a guy who can be like a shutdown defender for them. A guy who can just be a slasher, a guy who when Purdue's playing a team like St. John's, say, and St. John's is throwing just athletes in 40 minutes of hell of full court pressure. I trust Braden Smith at this point now that he's a senior. Early on in his career, it got dicey when teams would press Purdue. I trust him now to get the ball up the floor, not turn it over, not throw it all over the gym. But then once you bring the ball up, like what then happens? Are you able to create for yourself? Are you able to when a guy's crawling into your shit, like get past him and just pull up and hit a jump shot? He can do it from time to time, but I think having like elite athleticism on the wing has always been a question mark with Purdue, and I think it matters. And they have 2 candidates, and they need one of those guys to step up and be that guy for them.
I think my answer to that would be there's no one who deserves the preseason number 1 more than Purdue because of what they bring back. And then when you're talking about the other contenders, like, Florida's a legit contender, but they also lose their entire backcourt. Houston, legitimate contender, but they lose L.J. Cryer and they lose Roberts. So what Purdue brings back and what they brought in makes them the clear number 1 going into the year. But there's absolutely a way where this Purdue team not only doesn't win a national championship, I could see them not even winning the Big Ten. In a situation where you're talking about, at the end of the day, Braden Smith is still 6'3" and a 160-pound white kid.
Yeah. There's a belief in college basketball that guys get better every year, and they do.
But when you start, they're going to start 4 seniors. How much better can you get from 22 to 23?
But also, as you get to a certain point, you do just kind of become a known thing. Now, the thing we know about Braden Smith is he's the best point guard in college basketball. But I think if you're going into the season saying like he's going to average 20 and 10, and then Trey Kaufman-Renn, what did he average last year? Oh, those numbers will go up because he had all offseason to get a little bit better. And Lawyers, not everybody's going
to that same jump every offseason. Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is a Purdue team that lost. They're bringing everybody back, but they also lost 12 games last season.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like they were bad to start the year last year and then started peaking. Like yes, they ended the season well, quote unquote, with a close game against Houston. But also in the Big Ten tournament, they got fucking smoked by Michigan. You know, so like they were up and down kind of all year. I think the case for Purdue at 1 is less about their ceiling and more about their floor. Correct. I would be absolutely stunned if Purdue is not a top 4 seed. Like I don't think this is going to be 23 North Carolina or 24 Kansas or last year 24 Kansas was a 4 seed, I think. Last year
They were an
Kansas
8 seed, yeah.
Last year Kansas was a 7. I don't think Purdue's going to be one. They're not going to do that. Like if this is going to be, because the last 3 years our preseason number 1 has not lived up to the billing. If in fact Purdue isn't as good as as we expect, and they're not the number 1 team in the country, I think they're just like slightly. They just take like a slight dip.
Yeah.
You know?
I think
they're not going to bottom out.
I think the exciting thing about this college basketball season is there is a good amount of teams kind of at the top that could be that best team in the nation. For me, I think it's Houston. I think they bring back enough, especially with, Tugler, Sharp, and Uzan. They also have a couple 5-stars coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that defensive identity. They should have won that national championship.
Right. Oh
they should be coming back and going for the back-to-back.
Dude, the play call at the end was so good. It was so, like, I saw the whole thing materialize. They're down 2.
Yeah.
Sharp gets the ball.
I can envision that play, just him going up and dropping the ball. I mean,
shot fake, 1 dribble to the left.
Yeah.
Title. Shot 1 dribble, bang for the championship.
I think they have
brutal way to lose.
I think they've brought back enough. I know they lost, like you said, a couple big players there, but I think they have enough, especially with Tugler being arguably the best defensive player in the nation. I can see them getting Sampson his first championship this year. But that's what I'm excited about this year is there is like 4 or 5 teams that could be kind of that best team in the nation. It's not just Purdue. It's not just Houston. It could be Florida, Michigan, UConn, all type. Duke.
Connecticut's supposed to be
UConn.
back.
Yeah.
St. John's.
Yeah.
We're not talking enough about the number 1 team right now.
Who won the game?
Oh,
Got it done. Let's go. 1-0 Winthrop.
Dude, that's awesome.
that's a big win.
Oh, they finished
Boarding
on it.
ball.
That's a good Queens.
Wait, they finished on an 8-0 run the last 4 minutes. That's a choke job from Queens. Hot seat for that coach.
Mm-hmm.
They were up 74-73 at the under 4, I think. And then Winthrop goes on an 8-0
Wow.
run.
I'm just so happy. It's back.
And I love that we have a banger of a game tonight.
I'm just so happy.
Yeah. Banger.
Banger. Ohio State, IU.
IU.
IU. That's a good
Dude,
team.
the Final Four last year was I'll remember it for the rest of my life. I at some point I'm going to move on from Cooper Flag and the Duke team, but that has to be. I wasn't even cheering for Duke, but like
bullshit. You're the number 1 Duke.
There was like once a week throughout the summer where I would just go, I just stare in the mirror. I just like wake up and I'm like brushing my teeth or I get ready for the day and I'm just like, I can't believe Duke lost that game. I just can't believe that was a historic choke job.
Yep.
That Duke team was they were special. I mean, Houston won the game. Credit to Houston because Houston had done that all season. Like they just do not give up and they steal the game at the end. But yeah, Duke is a fascinating team because I think this year they are. It's a quintessential Duke team. They have young players that are fucking studs. They might have the number 1 pick in the draft. Isaiah Evans, who's a guy who was like sort of forgotten about on the team last year, but would come in like he had his coming out party against Auburn at home when he had like 20 at halftime or 18. He had like 6 threes in the first half against Auburn early in the season. High hopes for him. He gets to step up and fill the role now that all those guys went on to the NBA. But yeah, Duke is an interesting team because I think they're probably not going to be as good as they were last year. But at the same time, does it matter? I thought last year, I stand by. Like I think last year's team could have been special. I think it was the best chance that Duke had to win a national title since their last national title. Which, by the way, if we're working under the assumption, as I do, that the Duke men's basketball program started when Mike Krzyzewski showed up in 1980. Now I know they had like 1 or 2 Final Fours before then, but like the Duke as we know them started in 1980, right? Mm-hmm. They won their first national championship in 1991. So it took Coach K 11 years to win a national championship. After that, they were away we went, and they've won 5 since then. Except right now, if Duke does not win the national championship, it will be another 11-year drought, and we will be in the midst of – and the difference being, of course, from 1980 to 1991, Mike Krzyzewski was trying to build this thing, and he was not getting, the number 1 recruits every single year. My point is that Duke is sort of in a weird spot where they haven't won a title in a decade, and for most other schools, it's like, it's a day.
Yeah.
It's very hard to win a title. But Duke is they pump out so many NBA players. They have so many teams like the 2019 team that is quote unquote special. And last year's team, which I think was better than the 2019 team, and they just keep coming up short. The 2022 team, I didn't even think was that good, to be honest. I thought but the way they lose that in the Final Four in Coach K's career, I'm not putting Jon Scheyer on a hot seat. I'm not saying this is like a pivotal year for Duke, but that program is at an interesting spot where they are always going to be a team that you have to pay attention to. They are always they are now, they're probably going to win the ACC. There was a while there where they didn't win the ACC regular season, but now they win the ACC regular season. They win a fuck ton of games. They might have the number 1 pick. Even if they go to the Final Four, though, it feels like a failure. And at some point, they got to win a national.
They had to win last year. I had to write this down. They're supposed to win the ACC this year. Louisville will be really good. They could make a tournament run. They have some of the best freshmen in the country. This is who they lose from last year: Cooper Flagg, Con Knippel, Malawach, James, Tyrese Proctor, and they're still a contender.
5 draft picks.
And what they did. Do you remember last year they were just beating teams by 30, but it's like, hey, wait until they got to play Illinois in Madison Square Garden, and then they beat them by 40.
Mm-hmm.
And then they beat Alabama by 20 going into the Final Four, and it's like, this team is unstoppable. And then they should have beat Houston.
And they had Houston beat.
That team, if they beat Houston and then they go on to beat Florida, we're talking about Cooper Flagg with Anthony Davis's best freshman seasons of all time. Mm-hmm. That team, Titus, we were debating, is that team one of the best teams of all time? And they were led by freshman.
I don't think they were number 1, but they would be in the mix. If you're putting together a list, they would have had they finished the job. I think they would have had to be on the list. I thought they were the best Duke team that I'd seen since probably 02, 01, that era.
So there's just no way this team can be the same.
Yeah,
there's just no way.
And Jon Scheyer, again, I'm not saying hot seat. I'm not saying he's a guy who can't get it done. I'm not saying all those things. I do think there is a pattern of Jon Scheyer getting a lead and then sitting on the ball and taking the air out of the ball and just trying to run the clock out. And that's something to monitor. I think this year with Duke. They don't step on necks like you want them to.
So obviously Boozer has this reputation as being a winner and a leader, 4 state titles. How much stock do you put into that, him coming in as an 18-year-old kid and being that dude that can step into the locker room and be the vocal leader? We've seen clips of it already, and just being a winner. Does that have some type of do you hold stock into that, him coming in and being
do I
dude?
think that you can have a guy that young and inexperienced be your leader?
Be the dude?
I think so, because I think these guys are put. It sounds stupid because it's not the Final Four, it's not nationally televised. It's not quite the spotlight, but these guys are used to being in high pressure situations in their AAU circuits and all that. Which again, it's the pressure's turned up, but they are used to going into gyms. The entire world is staring at you. You have all I don't know. It's just something that basically what I'm saying is Greg Oden was that guy for us. When we at Ohio State, he got to Ohio State and we had seniors on the team that were starters, and Greg was
Yeah.
It was I'm Greg fucking Oden.
I'm the dude.
And it's just kind of understood. It was and it's something that he was very comfortable with because of the spotlight he had all through high school, which is a different kind of spotlight. But I think when you're that good and your play speaks for yourself, I do think you command the respect of all your teammates.
Right.
You would have to say, though, Duke is on a different level than a lot of these programs in that situation, right? Duke, the spotlight on Duke when Duke comes to town is a whole different animal than being the man at even in Ohio State, in my opinion. This Boozer kid is supposed to walk in and be the best player on the premier brand in the sport on day one. It'll be interesting. Cooper Flagg did it very well.
But because of that, I think that's why he's allowed to do that. Because of the spot, because of what you're saying is you've been anointed as the chosen one or whatever. Then when you get plugged in, it's you are the you take over, you lead this team, and you don't turn to a Caleb Foster and say, just because you've been here longer, we're gonna let you be the leader.
Have they missed on one of these chosen ones? Cooper Flagg obviously was an absolute hit. Zion was an absolute hit. Who was was Kyrie supposed to be in that type of
Kyrie
situation?
was. He was just hurt.
He just got hurt.
Yeah, he just got hurt. I'm trying to think of. No, they don't really. Brandon Ingram was that good.
It'll be interesting.
Who?
You don't.
Tatum.
Yeah, Tatum and Ingram had kind of forgettable seasons by Duke standards, but they were still so good. You know what I mean? They don't.
Yeah, they've all been nasty.
They really have been.
It's a nasty run, but all these guys have all played for Duke since Duke last won an national
and not won a title. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like an impossible. College basketball is not college football, which is to say that like winning a championship is not as easy as just like get the good team. And like if this was college football, you'd be losing your fucking mind that Duke has.
It is interesting. Yeah,
this caliber of team every single year, and they can't get over the hump. But basketball, it becomes a crapshoot. It's any given night, in the NCAA tournament, the team gets hot, shit happens. Having said all that, like years start stacking up, and it is crazy that like it dawned on me this morning. I don't know what made me think of it. It just dawned on me. I was like, Duke hasn't won titles since 2015,
right.
And like for most programs, it shouldn't matter, but like for them,
it's funny because now that I think of it, it's like when Paolo was there, this was the same type of preseason talk of like this is the guy that's coming in, they're gonna win the title.
Yeah.
It was the same thing I believe for Tatum, and now it's Boozer. Last year was Flag, and none of them have won a title.
None of them.
So like, yeah, it's kind of someone's got to do it eventually.
Only 2 Final Fours too, since the last.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Dan Hurley and UConn in a second, but first I want to talk about DraftKings. All your favorite NBA players are back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. Steph Curry drilling logo threes, Donovan Mitchell taking over, and Cade Cunningham leading the next wave. With more markets open for more of the game, DraftKings, the number one sportsbook for live betting, is live when others aren't. Bet quarters, player props, scoring runs, and more, all while the action unfolds. New customers bet just $5 and get 3 months of NBA League Pass. Plus, score $300 if your bet wins. Paid and bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code MOSTLYHOOPS. That's code MOSTLYHOOPS. Bet $5 and get 3 months of League Pass. Plus, get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. All right, Big East. Who's the betting favorite? Is it St. John's or is it UConn? I feel like it's a coin flip. It's St. John's. DraftKings is right now, according to this sheet that Cody put together. This was as of what, Cody? Yesterday? Last night?
Last night.
I imagine the odds have not shifted that much. It'd be weird if they had, but who knows? St. John's and UConn basically the exact same. UConn won the back-to-back titles last year. Our preseason number 3, was it, Tate?
Yeah, it was a disrespectful.
And Dan Hurley did not like it whatsoever. They go out to Maui. They go 0-3. Dan Hurley starts to spiral. I call out Dan Hurley for his behavior. I say he's, acting out of pocket. He's got to rein it in a little bit. UConn fans say you're a fucking pussy. You're a pussy bitch, Titus. You don't know what it takes to win at this level. You don't get our coach. How fucking dare you? And then the offseason happens, and then as we go into the next season, Dan Hurley does a sit-down interview with Matt Norlander and says my behavior was out of pocket. I was, and UConn fans, to their credit, they have gotten to my DMs. They said I was wrong. I apologize, Mark. You were right the whole time last season. As it turns out, Dan Hurley himself has admitted that he let his emotions get the best of him. That he admitted that he thought that last year, just because he had won back-to-back titles, that the whole country was just going to roll out a red carpet and say, "Please, Mr. Hurley, walk to another title." And when that did not happen, he did not handle it well. We were wrong, Mark. You were right. That's what all the UConn. I'm kidding, of course. Not a goddamn one of them said that, Tate.
I forgot how tense that got during that. You went viral on the UConn Twitter, and there was some heat coming your way.
And now their brains in a pretzel because their coach said exactly what I said all season. Their coach was like, "Yeah, last year was tough. I let my emotions get the best of me." Having said all that, last year, flush it down. We're back in a familiar spot with the Dan Hurley UConn Huskies. They are a top 5 team. They have the right mix seemingly of guys back and new blood, and they still have one of the best coaches in the sport. Having said all that, St. John's kind of took the crown from them in the Big East last year. Rick Pitino said it's my league now. I'm the rightful king of this league, and St. John's also just dominated the portal. Has a roster that if you follow college basketball the last 3 years and you look up and down St. John's roster, you're like, I know a lot of these guys. They should be pretty good. But also if you watch the St. John's Michigan exhibition game, you're like, oh, fuck, another year of St. John's not being able to shoot a basketball. Mm-hmm. This could be a problem. What do we make of the Big East? Now, is Creighton in the mix? Do you want to throw Creighton in there as a contender? I probably don't. As far as like who's going to win the league, I think it is a St. John's UConn discussion. I think Creighton will be very good, but I think it's St. John's or UConn, and it's interesting because there are cases for both.
Yeah, I'm really interested in the Dan Hurley side of things, first of all, because he was an asshole last year. From the time in the Maui tournament when he was talking about the refs and the other team and the no box out and everything, for him to come in to this season. If you remember last year, so Titus, he was disrespected as the number 3 overall team in the preseason poll. He is on record this year saying preseason polls don't matter. I'm fine with wherever they rank us. No worries at all. It's really easy to take a step back and be relaxed and chill when the games haven't started yet.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see the first time something goes wrong.
A little bit
is he really gonna be like, well,
what's their schedule, Cody? Pull up their schedule. I could do it myself. I just keep asking the youngin to
UConn schedule.
Although at a certain point, this probably is a detriment to the show for us to stop.
Dead stop.
So to just bring the show.
I think if we're talking logistics of show, we could also Rick could have a computer on him. Would be something.
Yeah, Rick, we need a computer.
Whatever we're talking about, he could.
UConn schedule. They have New Haven. So how do we read these Google schedules? I'm not a Google schedule guy.
New Haven.
You go left to
It's
right.
right.
Left,
it's
right,
top,
down.
BYU.
Then go
Zigzag method.
Left, right, left, right, left,
UMass
right.
Lowell.
Oh, they got some
Columbia.
dogs.
Oh, they got BYU.
Arizona. Illinois.
Folks, Florida.
Kansas.
Yeah, they got a tough one.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be chill if they go, 4-3 to start the year.
Yeah.
But I do think they're the favorite. I think UConn, what they bring back, I think Danny Hurley is obviously an incredible coach. Pitino's a great coach. The one thing that gives me cause for concern with St. John's is Pitino called when they got Jackson out of the portal, he's going to be the next great St. John's point guard. Mm-hmm. And then he announced that he won't be playing point guard.
He's not even playing point guard.
Not playing point.
And a shooting guard is playing. Just playing basketball, knowing basketball, a sharpshooter from Stanford now being their point guard.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference between playing off the ball and shooting and being the person that's in charge of every single person on the court.
Yeah.
And maybe they figure it out, but that would be why going into the season I would rather be UConn, where they feel like they've patched the hole at point guard, than St. John's, who's trying to fill a hole.
Yeah. I'm as big of a Pitino guy as there is, and I also can't ignore the warts that like John Calipari kind of owns him. Beat him in the tournament. That was tough. That was tough for us Pitino guys. And I think there is something to he just simply turns his teams are not going to be able to shoot the basketball.
Yeah.
I just think that there's a hope that St. John, like last year, obviously what doomed them was something we noticed all year. Where they can't hit threes, but then also they're winning all these games. Do they really need to hit threes? They force enough turnovers. They get out in transition. Maybe they can just keep playing their style of basketball and they'll be fine. And you would assume that they would address these concerns in the offseason. And you kind of hope they did, but I also expect by mid-December, it's just like, oh, this is just the exact same
St.
team.
John's, yeah.
This is the exact same team we saw last year. I do think they might be a little bit better, but it's just going to be a team that's long, athletic. They press, they force a fuck ton of turnovers, and then offense gets a little clunky at times. But they have so many athletes and so many great players that they're going to win a ton of games.
I think
they're going to win like 30
see what
games.
Bryce Hopkins looks like for them.
Yeah,
because if they get the version of him from 2 years ago at Providence, I think that raises their ceiling a lot.
Yeah,
and it was weird. I think last year, he could have came back from the injury, but he wanted to save the eligibility. I know Providence fans weren't big fans of that, but Bryce Hopkins, I think, determines St. John's ceiling for me.
Yeah. I think this Pitino-Hurley rivalry with all the chirping going back and each team taking some games here and there, I think this is probably one of the best rivalries going at the moment. I'd say it probably takes the cake over. I mean, Duke UNC isn't really that competitive lately.
Duke is Shire and Hubert Davis are too chummy too.
Exactly.
Calipari, Kentucky's way more intriguing to me. You're right, and then Calipari.
I would say
Kentucky.
it's up there though. It's probably top 3.
No, you're right. I'm saying they both have surpassed North Carolina.
Yeah, it doesn't really have much juice anymore.
Yeah.
It obviously Duke UNC is always going to have juice, but Hubert Davis and Shire, I don't know. That doesn't get me going as much.
There's not a hatred. I describe the modern Duke UNC is great games. Great. They'll have a ton of NBA players on the court. It's the best rivalry in that sense that Jay Billis loves to say it always delivers, even when it doesn't. They still will show the graphic where the last 4,000 times they played, it's 2001 to 1,999. Can you believe that, folks? It has all of that, but it does feel like how in every town there's always a CVS and a Walgreens right next to each other, and it's because they both like lift each other up because in the town, if you got to go to the pharmacy, just
Yeah.
go to that part of town.
Yep.
And then if you're on this side of the road, I'll go into this one. If I'm on this side of the road, I'll go into this one. That's Duke. I think what I'm saying is I think they don't actually hate each other. They both love that they're right next to each
Right.
other and they lift each other up.
Exactly.
And it feels they're too chummy. The coaches are too chummy. The players feel too chummy.
Well, Dana's right. I couldn't be more excited because this year UConn is supposed to be really, really, really good, and St. John's is supposed to be really, really, really good. And those are two of the most polarizing coaches in the entire sport.
Yeah.
Everyone knows college basketball is better when the Big East is good. And going into the year, it appears that those are the head and shoulders two best teams. So when they meet up, it is going to be awesome.
And I think the Big East, another thing the Big East has going for it is, first of all, football is not a thing. So, but a lot of emphasis on basketball. But two, it's not a league. It's still a league that the regular season title matters to all the schools.
Yeah.
Whereas, like a lot of the Big Tens and SECs and the conferences are so big and the scheduling is so imbalanced that it might just be a cope for the teams that don't win the regular season title. But there is a lot of who gives a fuck? Like so what? We didn't win the regular season title. We're still top 10 team. That's what matters most, But I think the Big East, being the regular season Big East champion, still matters, especially to Hurley and Pitino, and that makes the animosity that much more fun. Speaking of conferences, the SEC. I mean, we all expect the SEC to maybe take a little bit of a step back. It's still going to be deep as hell, though.
Yep.
Still very good at the top. Still, I mean, Florida could win the national championship. Kentucky, a team that we haven't really talked about, loaded, national champion, good. Tennessee, I think, has potential. Now, it's like you're always cautious to say Tennessee can win a national championship. They've literally never been to a Final Four, but I expect them to be just as good as they typically are. Who am I forgetting? Arkansas is not going in
Bama.
anywhere.
Nate
Bama.
Oates.
Huh?
Nate Oates, Bama.
Nate Oates, Bama.
Every year I do a bracket. I always do a second one where I fill it out and I pick Tennessee for whatever reason. I say this is going to be their year. They're going to make a jump. They're finally going to make a Final Four, and they're going to do it. And it never happens. And I think it's just the way Rick Barnes coaches.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just boring and slow. And when tournament time comes, for whatever reason, they can't do it.
Yeah.
But
Is this the year?
This kid, this freshman,
But every coach can't do it until he does it.
I know.
Right.
So you always it's always enticing to be the guy who's ahead of the curve,
Yeah.
The guy that says, I think they're going to do it.
I don't think
And
they're
then
gonna, but
And then they don't do it, and then you go, why the fuck did I do that?
that's me every year. Every single year.
Anything else before you go? This was a quick show, dude. This just
Oh, that went fast. That was
very
fun.
fast.
And this was the
Could've
hard
talked
one. Now we
the
get to
hard
watch ball and talk about that. So
I'll say something.
Go ahead.
I absolutely love basketball more than anything else. So I'm just elated to be on the show. I'm fired up, and I needed an excuse, a reason to become obsessed. I was saying it before the show off camera. I was fringe obsessed with college basketball last year. Now I have a reason to go fully all in, obsessed. Like back in the day, 2007, playing video games,
I love
inputting the
I love
rosters of every, because you know how I used to say number 00.
Yeah.
I would input every single
You
name.
put the real names.
It would be it'd be St. Peter's, and I'd put every single
no
player.
shit.
Yes, I am fired up to just have a reason to be completely obsessed with this game. So thank you, Mark, for giving me this opportunity.
Hell yeah.
Mark,
I
you
love
talked
this.
about you have too many responsibilities now to really be obsessed on that level. I'm 25, don't have a girlfriend. I have no responsibilities. I have no responsibilities. I'm gonna inhale basketball this
Yes,
year.
I'm
love it.
so
I'm
pumped.
gonna waterboard
I-
myself with basketball.
For the record, I'm still obsessed in terms of how I feel. I'm not as obsessed.
Right, you just,
I just
You said it in the announcement video. You have a kid now. You can't be
it's hard.
We had an announcement
Watching
video.
four
My
games
kid
a
is
day.
ruining
Fuck you.
everything.
We had an announcement video.
Did we make an announcement video, Cody? We should do that. We should make
There's an
a-
announcement video,
But-
but we didn't make the trailer.
By the way, is this the studio? We're just going to use this studio. We were going to use the Mostly Sports studio, but they need apparently between this show and Mostly Sports, which starts here in 5 minutes. We need they need more time to set up Mostly Sports. Is that right?
That
Cody?
is true. Yep.
So we got to use this studio. Do we like this setup? Do we want to use
We got the basketballs.
I like the throne.
Yeah.
We can make some adjustments with the decorations.
Also, the time, I know we announced we were going to do 8:30 Central. The Wake Up Barstool. But so I was told that the Mostly Sports studio needed time to set up. So then I was like, let's go at 8:30 so we could be done by 9:30. So then you have time to set up Mostly Sports. And then they were like, you fucking idiot, Wake Up Barstool. And I was like, great point.
Mm-hmm.
Should have thought about that. So we're gonna do 9 to about now, 9:55ish every Monday. That's the plan. I wish we could do more shows. Maybe we could. I don't know. Maybe we get this thing rolling, and I'm just like,
you know what we
let's
should
just,
do?
Let's just add another show in the week. I just didn't want it to be more work for, Dana, you got Yug Station. You're trying to get off the ground. Tate and Rick, you both work on After Dark. So
Don't worry about the Yug Station.
yeah, I know, dude. I had this song stuck in my head all weekend.
I'm same. I'm going insane. You know what we should do though? We should get a nice little interactive chat going.
Get an interactive chat going.
I think as the season goes on, we'll have the opportunity for bigger games or multiple times per week, or as the tournament gets closer. We're all excited.
We'll find opportunities
pumped.
to pepper in more content, but it's way easier to add more than it is to take back.
Yep.
Like I didn't want to say like we're gonna do 3 a week and then start doing it and be like that was stupid. Let's dial back. So. For now, we'll do this every Monday. We'll recap games and talk about ball. We'll pepper in some. I'm not afraid to talk NBA, by the way. If you guys,
Beersy.
not afraid to talk about the NBA.
I just did my Sporkle last night. I missed 2 guys. Freaking what's his name? What's his name? Hold on, on the Suns, I think. Jordan Goodwin. Fuck, I forgot Jordan Goodwin.
Apologies to
St. Louis, right? Did he go to St. Louis?
I think he did. Yeah, that sounds right. Actually.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Watch Mostly Sports. We'll be back next week talking about all the games. College basketball season is here. We got bangers all week too, by the way.
We do.
It was St. John's
Absolutely.
Bama on
No
Saturday.
way St. John shuts up Rico Bosco.
There's no way.
Right.
The
Also,
game
shout out.
of Rico Bosco's life.
Shout out Rico.
Shout out
Rico has
Bosco.
been sending so much info to this chat. Shout out Rico. Shout out Reek. Shout out everyone that helps us out.
Yeah. All right. See you guys.